Good evening, Wolverines. This is Miss Hayden with your final virtual update before school starts. I just wanted to go over a few of the commonly asked questions that I've received over the last several weeks, just to help make sure that we have a smooth start on Monday, okay? Parents, as you can see, in this presentation, where it says virtual standard operating procedures is a link. So you can simply click on it and you can get access to the document that I pulled this information from, okay? But here we go. Students, in order to be a successful distance learner, you have to have a computer, and you have to have a camera, and you have to have a microphone. If you have one already, that is fantastic. If you don't, we will give you one. Well, we'll check one out to you, okay? All you have to do is reach out to Mr. John Rakes. His email is right here, and he will make sure to make an appointment with you to pick up a Chromebook, okay? And those Chromebooks have cameras and microphones embedded, okay? It is extremely important that you have the camera and the microphone with a computer. Starting Monday, we are on an odd-even block schedule, okay? That means on odd days, we're going to go to odd periods, 1, 3, 5, and 7, all right? And on even days, we're going to go to even periods, 2, 4, I know this is going to sound weird, 5, because 5 is common. We go to 5th period every day because that's where lunch is, okay? And then 6th period. So 2, 4, 5, and 6, all right? The way you know if you go to A lunch or B lunch is based on your classroom number on your schedule. So if you look at your schedule, and if your classroom number starts with a 1, a 4, a 5, a 6, or it's in the portables, it starts with a P, then you are going to A lunch, which means you will go directly to lunch after 3rd or 4th period, okay, from 11:20 to 11:55. Then you will be in class, in your 5th period class, from 12:02 to 12:56. If your 5th period class begins with a 2, if you're in the LDLC, if you're in blast, all right, if you're in room 3104 or 3105, or you're in chorus, band, or theater, you will go into class first, and then you will go to lunch B. So you'll be in class from 11:27 to 12:21, and then you'll go to lunch B from 12:21 to 12:56. Then you'll go directly to periods 6 or 7. So let's talk about that. What does that look like? So Monday, here's our odd even calendar schedule, okay? On Monday, you will go, Monday is the 31st, it's an odd day. So Monday, you will go to period 1 at 7:30. Again, I suggest you set your phone alarm for at least 5 minutes before, so you have an opportunity to log into Google Classroom and find the link for the Google Meet, which will always be on the top. Click on it and be ready to learn so that when your teacher shows up, class begins at 7:30, okay? So Monday, you will start at 7:30 and be there until 9:16. Doesn't mean you're going to be in class the entire time. Your teacher might teach you something, then tell you to step off the Meet for a little while, work on an assignment, and then come back so that you guys can go over it and then move on to something else, okay? So some you might be there the whole time. It really depends on the individual class. So period 1, 7:30 to 9:16. Period 3, you'll go from 9:23 to 11:20. Period 5, depending on your lunch, you'll do 11:27 to 12:56, depending, okay? And period 7, 1:03 to 2:50. Then Tuesday is going to be an even day, okay? Tuesday is an even day. So you're going to go to periods 2, 4, 5 again, because that's common. That happens every day. And period 6, all right? it is imperative that you follow the schedule. So notice on Tuesday, you're not going back to period 1, you're going directly to period 2. So it's odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. All right? What are our expectations for you during distance learning? Well, we want you to establish a daily routine. Like I said, it's probably easiest to set an alarm in your phone. Set up an area in your house that is your school area, okay? Somewhere that you feel comfortable, somewhere that you can actually learn. Laying on your bed is probably not the best plan, all right? You want it to be somewhere where you feel comfortable learning. Your camera is going to be on. So if you don't want people seeing what's behind you, then you might want to turn your laptop so that your background is the wall, okay? So if you don't want people seeing, anything behind you, turn it. There's always some backdrops also. I noticed in the Google Meets that there's extensions that you can download backdrops. So that's kind of fun too. But we do expect your camera to be on. Get dressed for success each morning, all right? Act as if you're going to school. Log into your Google Meet every period on time to avoid a tardy. And yes, you will be tardy this year if you are not there on time, okay? Kind of the flexibility we had last year is not really there anymore, okay? Like I said before, your cameras need to be turned on so you can engage with your teacher. We want this experience to be as close to a classroom experience as possible. Your teacher needs to make eye contact with you. Your teacher needs to be able to see if you're picking up what she's dishing out or he is dishing out, okay? So that camera interaction is actually very important. And she will or he will be calling on individual students throughout the session. So they need to see that you are there and ready to learn and available. And then, like I said, attend every class and complete all work assigned by your teachers on time. All right? Within your Google Classroom, you're expected to log in every day to each of your Google Classrooms. Your link to your Google Meet for your class is going to be in your Google Classroom. It's on the top of your Google Classroom. You can access your classwork, your homework, your materials, your resources. Your teachers will be posting a daily agenda, okay? It could be weekly, but each day will be on that weekly agenda, saying what standards you're going to be covering that day. What is it exactly you're covering that day? What is the classwork? What is the homework? So you have access to all of that. You need to be able to interact with the class stream. You need to be able to submit assignments, and most assignments will be submitted through Google Classroom. Some teachers will ask you to submit assignments through a program called Turnitin, okay? It's a completely different program. Most English teachers ask you to do that, especially for essays and projects, okay? So just pay attention to what the teacher is asking you to do, all right? And it's a great way to receive feedback. Parents, if you need more information about Google Classroom, I included a link right here for you to learn everything there is to know for a parent to learn about Google Classroom, okay? Parents, I need you to log in to SIS Gateway at least once a week, okay? Within the SIS Gateway, you have access to see live all assignments and grades. You have access to their absences, discipline, transcripts, contact information, ways to email your teachers, your students' teachers, okay? And it's live. As soon as a teacher puts in a grade or puts in an absence, you can see it, okay? So it's an incredible tool, and it's wonderful as a parent. So parents, I'm asking you to review the SIS Gateway on a regular basis. I would say at least once a week to track information. Mistakes happen, all right? So if you're checking it weekly, then you know what's going on. You can stay on top of it, and maybe a little mistake doesn't turn into something giant, okay? If you need a tutorial on how to log on to your to the district portal and to get into the SIS Gateway, I did put a YouTube video here for you, all right? And if you don't have a login and you need one, or you forgot your login, feel free to email Suzette Calderon. Her email is right here. She will go ahead and reset your email for you, okay? And if you need any other information about distance learning and resources, you can click on this link right here from palmbeachschools.org, okay? Attendance while distance learning. Let's talk about this for a second. Students are expected to attend assigned classes every day that the school is in session during the scheduled time, all right? We can't go to a different class. If you're assigned to second period, you are in that second period, okay? It's as if you are in school, all right? We need to treat this as if you're going to school every day. Students will log in to each class on time, and a late login is considered a tardy this year, okay? Teachers will take attendance through SIS at the beginning of each class period, so you want to make sure you are there on time. If a student is absent, the teacher will mark an A in SIS, and if a student is tardy, they'll put a T in SIS. And according to School Board Policy 5.09, if a student misses 50% or more of a class period, that would be considered an absence. So just be aware, it wouldn't be a tardy, it would be considered an absence. And during class time, whether we're on virtual or in school, we are always following the district code of conduct. So I expect you to be on your best behavior. Makeup work. Okay, before we even talk about makeup work, during distance learning, all right, any homework assignments, for any homework assignments or any assignment a teacher gives you to do outside of the class time, you will have 24 hours to complete that, okay, at a minimum. So that's good. I know we ran into a couple situations last year where some of our students struggled, okay? So you will always have at least 24 hours to complete an assignment. For excused and unexcused absences, including suspensions, the students will be afforded the opportunity to make up work without penalty, okay? So even if you're an unexcused absence, any reason, if you're absent, you can still make up the work, all right? You're allowed 1 day to make up the work for each day that you're absent. And this is the kicker, guys, especially while we're on distance learning, well, even when we're back to school, it is the student's responsibility to get their makeup work. And while we're on distance learning, the easiest way to do that is to go onto the Google Classroom, watch the recorded lesson from the day that you missed so that you can actually get the instruction. That's the whole point of recording the lessons, okay? You'll be able to watch the entire lesson. You can access all of the classwork, all of the homework, anything you should need is going to be right there in that Google Classroom. It is the student's responsibility. Our teachers have upwards of 200 students apiece. I need the students to take responsibility for themselves as high school students and find out what they missed. If you have any questions, you are more than welcome to reach out to your teacher. All of your teachers have office hours, and I know they would be more than happy to help you, okay? But don't sit on it. Don't wait too long. Remember, you have a day to make up work for every day that you were absent, all right? So stay on top of it. Don't wait. And parents, I encourage you, please check the SIS Gateway on a regular basis, okay? I just wanted to share one more time our support teams. If you have any questions, if you have a 9th grader, this is our 9th grade support team. You know, our assistant principal in charge of 9th grade is Mr. Michael Kozlowski. He is absolutely amazing, and he can answer a wealth of questions. We have our disciplinary dean, Mr. Lee Tanton, and we have our 2 guidance counselors for 9th grade. We have Mr. Brandon Farley. He covers all students' last names A through L, and Miss Julia Say covers last names M through Z. Then we have our 10th grade support center. Same thing, Their focus is 10th grade. The needs of a 10th grader are different from the needs of a 9th grader. So you want to reach out to these individuals. They know what's going on for our 10th graders. Mr. John Rakes, he's our 10th grade assistant principal. Mr. Dan Steckschulte, he is our 10th grade dean. Ms. Faircloth and Ms. Roberto, they are both our guidance counselors for 10th grade. Then we have the legendary Coach H, who works with all of our 9th and 10th graders and really with majority of the school and our students. And his focus is really on social emotional learning and behavior interventions, okay? Then our 11th and 12th grade support centers, we have our 11th grade assistant principals, Dr. Eric Moore and Mrs. Tanya Grant. And then we have our 12th grade, oops, I didn't change that. I will fix it before I send it back out to you. But our 12th grade support team is Mrs. Elizabeth Calvente Torres. She is our 12th grade assistant principal. And Mr. James Krupa is our 12th grade dean. And then down here, you can see once your child enters 11th grade, they have a counselor for 2 years, you know, because we really want to prep them for college. We want to make sure that they're prepared, that they've taken their SATs, ACTs, that the counselor knows the student. They can possibly write a letter of recommendation when they're a senior. We want them to get to know them pretty well at that point. So we have 4 counselors here. Mr. Saperstein, he's doing A through D. He's at the top of the alphabet, all the way through Stephanie Miles at the bottom of the alphabet, okay? Any other information you should need is right here. If you need to access our Academy Coordinator, ACE Coordinator, AP Coordinator, activities, any questions about activities at all, clubs, you'll reach out to Ms. Vargarigos. Our athletic director's name and email is here, ESE, ESOL, our media specialist, parking for when we come back to campus, and getting parking passes. This is who you'll reach out to. Our school psychologist, records and transcripts, and we also have our school resource officer's email on here as well. We also have our Wolverine Wellness Center. We employ 3 licensed clinicians on our campus. We are very lucky. Our mental health coordinator would be Ms. Allison Joseph. So if you have any questions or concerns, or you're worried about your child, or you feel like you need to talk to somebody, Ms. Allison Joseph, she is our coordinator. She's also a licensed clinical social worker. She will hear the situation and either work with you herself or refer you to one of our other licensed mental health counselors. We have Miss Christina Ranieri. She's our data counselor and a licensed mental health counselor, along with Miss Bertha Quesada. She is our co-located licensed mental health counselor. Okay. And our final slide is all the important links you could possibly need right now. Doesn't mean we're not going to need more in the future, but right now these are our important links, okay? This again is a link to our virtual standard operating procedures where you can find the entire document, all right? I highly suggest you read over it. Our webpage, anything Wellington High, is on that webpage. Updates to the Student Code of Conduct, and it includes virtual learning. Our school district student and family handbook is right here. Our student progression plan, if you have questions about classes and how students progress to graduation, all the information you need is right there. How-to videos for parents for remote learning, and our Wellington High School curriculum guide. Any questions you have about courses we offer at Wellington High School, the information is in our curriculum guide. And that's all I have for this evening. I can't wait to see all your faces on camera on Monday. I am looking forward to a fantastic first day. Don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions, especially reach out to your grade level support centers, okay? I hope everyone has a wonderful evening.